Did you?
Yeah.
I think it was only weird in your own head.
Oh, okay, cool.
Relax.
Do you know what it is? It's because we're about to talk nudity, and I think I'm just a little bit like, a bit nervous.
You're nervous. Sam's going to drop his drawers.
Are you getting nude for
I
this
just took my
interview?
head off. That'll be as far as we need to go.
We had you in a bra yesterday. I mean, it wouldn't put it past you to be nude for this interview.
I feel like we should have that song as he's pretended to take his hat off. You should leave your hat on.
Oh, yeah.
Can leave your hat on.
The reason we're talking nudies is because, there is a new club, a new colony. I don't know what we call it. We'll find out. The Young Nudists of Australia has launched over in Aussie because, when you think nudies, we've been talking about this, you think kind of old people bouncing around, playing tennis for some reason, and bowls. Seems to be very popular sports in the nude. But things are changing. Young people are getting into it in droves in Australia.
Often I'm introduced as Davo the nudist, but it actually is quite bonding for people. It is quite disarming. To get young people into nudism is actually hard because of the media influence of it being sexualised or of it being just for beautiful people. And those of us who are normal really thrive in it because we are all made to be equals.
Okay, so since this started, more than 350 people have signed up. Why are they doing it? Let's ask one of them themselves.
Yes.
Dan the Nudist, live from Brisbane. Good morning.
Good morning in Kia ora, New Zealand.
Kia ora, Dan. Lovely to have you on the show. Thank you so much for getting up so early in terms of the time changeover.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, how many people have joined up your club, and why do you think it's exploded like this?
Well, the thing is that I think it's now the world is sort of adapting and people are understanding, like, body shaming is a massive issue, within the world, not just Australia, but we're all starting to learn to love each other and ourselves. So this is why it's becoming so popular. And everyone's like, well, if I can do this and love my body as it is in its natural state, I want to chill out with other people in the sun, drink beers and relax. So this is why it's booming. It's just going nuts. And social media has helped that as well. So,
Dan, how old are you?
Me, I'm 31 years of age.
And how long have you been doing the nudist thing for?
Well, I think we're all sort of in the same category. We all did it as kids, basically. But, I sort of shamed off the idea when I was a teenager because of, obviously, going through prepubescent stages. Then you sort of shy away from it. But then, when I got to about 16, 17, I just went, you know what? Screw what everyone else used to bully me about. I love myself. And that's when I started getting into it. And, I've been observing it from the distance for years, and I went, you know what? It needs to be done right. I need to do something about it.
Why were they bullying you? What was different about your body, Dan?
Well, my body was, when I was a kid, when I was about 13 years old, I was taller and I was just a bit heavier than all the kids, and everyone used to sort of tease me about that. Used to be chubby, and looking back now, I wasn't even a chubby kid. I was just big, because I was at least a foot taller than everyone else.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Dan, that sounds great and liberating and no fat shaming and all that. But let's be honest, when people are sitting there all in the nude, is it not our natural instinct but to judge slightly? Even if we're not saying it outwardly, we're going, that person's got nice breasts, or that person's,
got a Toni Willy. Come on, you're thinking that. It's in our nature to judge.
At the end of the day, we as humans will sit there and be judged. But, at the end of the day, when you're in this lifestyle, you sort of palm off that. At the end of the day, you sort of just go, this is a person, I need to respect this person. And you start thinking deeply into regards about your thought patterns. And, when you're sitting in front of someone, they might be fit or anything like that, but at the end of the day, they're another person, and you've got to respect them at the end of the day, and that's what it's about. It's all about respect.
What kind of people are joining the nudity club? Are they sifters? Are there a few sifters, and do you vet the sifters out?
Yeah, well, generally we've got a verification system that warns off kind of those kind of peeves that come along all the time. We do get messages from people wanting to inquire, but we've got a verification system. It's very pretty hardcore. Somewhat, you have to show your identification and that you're actually who you are. It's what you say you are. Basically, they have to show their identification, and obviously they have to abide by the code of behaviour that we've got as well. But yeah, they go through that vetting process, and all the pervs that try to come through, they don't want to identify themselves, so that works out perfectly for us. So.
Dan, you can't see this, but for some reasons, you've obviously, because we said to Sam, will he sway you into wanting to get nude? And in the middle of this interview, he's just started taking off his clothes. Oh, no.
So he's like down, he's cupping himself, it's really gross.
But you've obviously inspired him that this is totally fine. Yeah. Is there an age limit on the Young Nudists of Australia?
Yeah, for Young Nudists of Australia, it's 18 to 40 years of age, but we're looking at launching a 40-plus sector of it also. All the 40s to 60s can join as well and go camping and do what they want to do, you know.
Why do you guys do so much sporty stuff? Like, why is tennis and bowls and that kind of, like, why are those activities seen so often with the nudists?
Well, I guess it's just, I think it's relating back to the old German FKK, freedom culture. They were just more getting into sport and trying to be physically active. We're not that deeply into the sporting sector, but, I mean, like, we're always looking for venues around Australia, even New Zealand, because we've got Young Naturist New Zealand as well.
Oh, cool.
So, you know, they're always looking for venues.
It doesn't lend itself, though, does it, to being, like, there's a reason why women wear bras and men wear underwear that keeps everything locked and loaded. Is it quite weird when you see everyone just running around and things are bouncing up and down? And
I'll tell you what, I did play tennis recently, and actually you don't really focus on that. You do feel, if you've got breasts or, you know, your junk and everything like that, yeah, there's the opportunity of possibly hitting yourself accidentally, but, you know, you've got to be careful, I tell you.
Okay, so Dan, I'm looking at the studio right now. Toni is coming from home. She's not seeing this. You've got one of us nude, Sam. As I'm the person that's sitting there going, I'm not a nudist. How would you convince me? Give me the spiel to go, you know what, being a nudist is brilliant.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you get home from work, what do you do? I usually just flick off my clothes because, well, I think 9 times out of 10, a lot of people take off their work clothes and they get naked at home because it's their home. So if you do that already, you just might be a nudist.
Okay. All right, well, look, this is fascinating. I actually feel like we have to chat with you again at some point, Dan, because there's still so many questions. But thank you so much for getting up with us. Are you wearing clothes at the moment, by the way?
Yes, mate, I'm in the public eye.
Oh,
I don't want to get arrested.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Just good to know. We do want to know from you, though. Look, if this has sparked something in you this morning, and if you go, you know what, I am with Dan. I love coming home and getting in the nude. What do you like to do in the nude? Let's talk about it. Sam seems to like to do radio shows in the nude, which is interesting. But what about you? Come join the show. 0800 The Hits, or you can text us in 4487. Come on, you nudies.
It's been bugging me. I vaguely seem to recognize